matchup. Today we're going to be going with the OXC Week 5 Champions tier with the Bogarts versus Prometheus. And like I said, Week 5, so we're going to be starting off with the Week 5 maps with Volskaya. Good map, I gotta say, but we got the readies from both captains, so we're going to get this started immediately. Alrighty, I gotta say, I'm excited for this one. Now, just off my personal knowledge, I don't know too much about the Prometheus. I don't actually recognize them too much at all. But the Bogarts, let me tell you about the Bogarts. These guys, very good players. I've seen them play in the past. Good coordination, and of course, it is in the Champions tier, so you know you're going to be seeing some good players and a lot of great coordination, no doubt. So definitely good to get hyped for that. But yeah, Volskaya, 2CP. Good map. I gotta say, not one of my favorites, but, you know, it is one of the originals, so you can't dislike it and all that. But looking at the Bogarts here in the blue now. Whew, sorry, a little bit of a jitters. Gotta wipe them out, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Bogarts in blue here on the defense initially. Looks like they're running a little bit of goats. But it's not the traditional goats that you'll see, because they had that Orisa, they had that hog, but they do have the Lucio. So looking at this, I'm trying to figure out, are they going to try to play real aggressive, or are they going to be more of a defensive and held back goats? But I'm definitely expecting the opposite, as we're seeing from the attacking side here. Team Prometheus in red, they're rolling with the goats like a strict goats. That's exactly what you'll see, because, you know, you got let's see, it's Louis, let's call him Louis. On that Reinhardt, Pudu, love the name. On that Brigida, Guri, that's what it is. On that Diva, you got Credit Cult on that Zarya, Dog, Thanatos on that Lucio, and Baby Jers on that Moira. Actually, a little bit of swaps here. We're pulling in a Diva and a him, and they're just swapping off, getting everybody on the comfortable roles of what they really want to play here. As far as the defensive side, we're seeing Essence here coming in on that Moira, Pumna on that Brigida, Frosty on that Lucio. Oh, that's a hard one. Hisley. Sure, let's go with Hisley on that Diva and Clucky on that Orisa, like I was saying earlier, and first the captain himself on that Hog. So we're seeing these guys kind of prepare already, going directly up top, kind of making these guys wonder where they're going, what their plan is, inching their way, getting control of this Mega here. Both teams are now approaching onto point. We're going to expect to see a good brawl battle right here as the Reinhardt is just getting in their face. Not swinging just yet, waiting till his shield is all the way down, but there he goes. Does end up going down by that Pesky Brigida and that Hog. Alrighty, so these guys are still putting on some good pressure, but with the Reinhardt now down, I think it's going to be a little bit rough for Orisa Pole trying to get in there, not able to get the Moira just yet, and Pudu goes down as well. Now 2 down. You know this offense is definitely going to have to be pulling back immediately. And, you know, I got to say, I had some questions about this defense comp, but looking at it, I really like it. I don't think I've ever really seen anything like this before, because these guys were holding very cautiously, and they didn't have any DPS characters, but without the DPS, they did make up for it on the health and overall sustainability, because, you know, you got that Hog, you got that Diva, and of course you got that shield. Good amount of ult percentage as well coming in from both teams. So should be expecting a couple ults coming in the next fight. And Brigida, I believe, is off by herself just a little bit. In and away from the fight. I'm curious what's going on there. As these guys, again, are grouping up. So maybe that Brigida was trying to go for a, maybe a distraction, but couldn't get the, keep the health in. Of course, was spotted there. So these guys still going to be waiting a bit, making sure that the Brigida is going to be able to get back in time. Maybe even charging a little bit of ults. So as we're seeing from this defense, they have 4 at the moment. Like I said, a lot of ult percentages. Now they had the Brigida back in line and should be pushing here soon. As these guys are still have not moving. There's a supercharger coming out, more ult coming out as well. There goes the Shatter. Diva Bomb as well coming out, able to find the Brigida. Another Diva Bomb actually, able to find the Orisa there. That'll be a good couple picks. Lucio ult coming in, making sure their team is sustained. We got that ult from the Pig there as well. Another Lucio ult. ults going every which way on this field at the moment. But there's no real clear victor just yet. I believe the defense is in a little bit of a struggle here because they're starting to get forced off the point now. So offense starting to get the rest of their boys in there now. A 6v3, and Reinhardt is just popping off, doing the damage, swinging his hammer to force these guys right back to their spawn. And there it is, getting the point with just under 60 seconds. Going to get that extra time boost. And now with the advantage of 4, almost 5 ults going into the 0 ults that the defense has, they're definitely looking good right now. No doubt Prometheus is. And as you can see here, Lucio making sure that they waste no time at all, forcing their way directly onto point now. Yeah, I'm curious how this is going to go underway, because like I said, they have so many ults, and there we see the Shatter coming out. Arisa able to block some of it, but not for the entire team. Seeing a grab come out as well, along with a Moira ult. This is just absolute chaos, but it is not in favor of the defense, as only the Moira is left. Hiding, actually. Gonna wait till the last couple seconds there. Able to get on the point just in time to stall, but does get taken down, and there it is. Prometheus taking the first round. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, immediately, I'm loving the fact that I don't think we've seen a DPS character, unless I could have missed it. Maybe someone swapped to stall, but other than that, there wasn't a single DPS, which I love to see that, because, you know, me, myself, I love playing tanks, and I love all that. But in the end there, Prometheus, their ability to hold on to their ults and conserve them really led them to win that fight, no doubt. And with just above 4 minutes as well, they're looking good. Alrighty, and it does look like Bogarts will be sticking with the GOATS comp as well. A little bit of change, because they got rid of that Arisa, and they got rid of that Hog. So, seeing something curious, I will say, on the defense here. Looks like they're going to be running with a Winston, a Doomfist, and a Diva. Dive can no doubt be very powerful, and Dive, I believe, is beginning to be one of the counters for GOATS. Which is something I find curious as well, you know, because you got GOATS. The whole point of GOATS is you want to basically run over your enemy. Just get in their faces, pound them up, beat them up. And then you got Dive here, who is similar, where Dive, you know, you normally have the tanks getting on the support there, but with GOATS being so congested, I feel like that might be a little difficult, though. But they do have that Ana. Ana is no doubt going to be very powerful with that as well. So overall, I'm very curious to see how this round is going to play out. Alrighty, and here they go. The army sticking together as they do, finding their path, looking for what they want to do, because they see that they're going to be holding right up top. Actually, they're decently spread out, able to poke and prod them from all angles that we're seeing, curiously enough. And we're seeing the Doomfist start to peek in, start to do some damage, but does actually get taken down by the Brigida stun. And Winston in the middle of it, trying to do some work, but not able to do enough. He's going to have to pounce away. And these guys so congested on the side of the point here. This GOATS comp is just doing some work, no doubt. And there it goes, another Brigida. Another character on the defensive side goes down. So they're going to be in a little bit of a tough situation. But they are able to get that Diva Bomb. Able to get the Lucio, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, as I say that, a couple boops from both sides with the Brigida and Ana going down. Doomfist coming back in the fight, but again, it's not going to be enough because this Ghost-like comp, just the sustainability is keeping them alive. There it is. These guys are charging right into the next point here, making sure that they're all grouped up and are going to take the ult advantage because they do have that Shadow and they have the Moira ult, and a couple other with high percentages as well. No swaps just yet coming from the defensive side. As they're sticking with this, they really feel like it can work, and they're going to keep on going with it as this Winston tries to go into them. Doomfist coming along with them, trying to get the Lucio, but the Lucio is just too speedy for them. And this Zarya trying to poke and prod, get the Diva out of mech there, but it's not going to be enough as these guys are still poking and prodding at each other. Now with Zarya with her ult, I'm expecting some type of huge grab about to come, but there it is. Lucio ult, a grab, and a shatter coming out. These guys are brawling and bashing each other as best as they can. D.Va ult coming in, getting a beautiful two-piece there. So no doubt that was a good grab, able to channel them in that little doorway there, in and away from the point. Now it's 6 minutes, plenty of time, almost having 2 ticks. This defense is in a tough situation, with Brigitte swapping in, trying to get in their faces, trying to do anything to help turn the tide of this fight, but it's not going to be enough as this offense is just too powerful at this point. Ana in a difficult situation here, gonna get picked soon enough. Moira's going to get that, and D.Va Bomb coming out. We're going to look for some targets, not able to find any. That Reinhardt beautifully placed his shield exactly where it needs to be, and these guys are still trying to stall out for time as they are at 2.5 ticks now. With 5.5 minutes left, they are looking good, especially with Shatter coming out here, able to get the Tracer and that Brig down. Reinhardt actually going down along with Moira. This might be the picks that they need, but it gotta be the picks that they're looking for to really start forcing these guys back. And there it is. They are retreating because they know at this point they lost the fight and have to get out. So yeah, that was a long fight, no doubt. And in the end, spawn advantage is what really gave them, gave them the advantage. So yeah, the defense here is going to be sticking with this dive-like comp, and yeah, it's just no real big swaps yet. Everyone's still sticking with similar things, but Goats, this offense here, doing some work, coming back in with a couple ults on standby as well. Brigitte trying to put some pressure in there, but a good Tracer ult coming in, doing some damage, able to get the Zarya low, along with Pumna. There it is, the defense getting forced back once again. Look at this Doomfist almost inching their way into the spawn just to finish these kills. So, you know, good staggers. Those can be deadly, especially when you're looking at the times now, as the Bogarts now losing in time will not have this time advantage. Doomfist posting up, getting ready for these guys to really flank around, but Reinhardt sees him, so he's going to have to go back to his team, no doubt. And a lot of ults on standby as well, coming in from the defense. 5 total. That will be huge, no doubt. As you heard, Winston's feeling pumped. He's ready. He's ready for this fight because he's about to go bananas. Alrighty, but these Goats are going right back in. Brigitte ult coming in, trying to keep his team alive here. Another ult. D.Va Bombs, actually. A lot of ults. Wow. A couple supports ult in there. Everyone's spamming everything, trying to get that advantage. Shatter coming out, getting a few there, but it's not going to be enough as this Winston just has so much health. Lucio coming in as well. Just so much sustain that we're seeing here. Reinhardt does go down, so that'll be a good pick for them. They're going to be going into the advantage, I believe, as this Doomfist is doing some work. And there it is, forcing the offense back once again. That's a good stall on that D.Va as well. Alrighty, now we're going to be seeing Myfraz swapping onto that Reaper. I like that pick because that is definitely going to be anti-dive. It's going to make some trouble for this Winston and that Doomfist, no doubt, as they are really big targets. But no doubt they have what they need with the Brigitte and the D.Va there. But these guys are going in again, charging in. Brigitte all coming in, trying to get some more sustain in there. Frosty does go down, so that'll be a rough pick for them. Myfraz going in, trying to do some work, but this Winston is directly on top of them. Having his ult here soon gonna cause him even more trouble. And there it is, the D.Va Bomb going in, able to get Myfraz. That'll be a huge pick, probably gonna force them back once again. Moira ult coming in, but it's not gonna be enough to turn this fight, I do not think. Now coming in, probably gonna see that Shatter soon if Plucky doesn't get got. Oh, but Brigitte coming in just in time to heal him up just a tad, and he gets trapped in the corner. Taken down by that Doomfist. Man, this Doomfist, gotta watch out for him. He's just doing so much work at this point. Doesn't even need his ult to win the fight. Alrighty, so now just under 2 minutes. The Bogarts, they're struggling a bit at this point. This dive, it's proven me completely wrong. Just so much trouble, because, like, you're running Goats, right? But dive, just, because as you're seeing a lot of this time is Winston is sectioning off the Lucio or one of the other supports and just causing trouble for them so much and a lot of disruption. But I will say they do have Shatter on standby, along with Reaper ult coming up. Could combine with that Gravitation. And these guys are taking a little bit of a different route here, going on the left side here. The ult coming in, Doomfist going in once again, but there's that Shatter. There's that Lucio ult keeping them alive, and now they have nothing to really prevent them from doing damage into the Grav. But with the well-placed Winston bubble, it's going to be keeping them up. And again, the kill feed is turning red. These guys are winning once again, now going under a minute. Bogarts in a rough situation. They've really looked promising, getting the first point immediately, having 6 minutes. But now, in the end, they gotta change something. At least they gotta get more combination on these ults, because we saw the Grav go out there, but they really didn't have any combination for it just yet. Now 30 seconds remaining. These guys know that they have to get in there. They're trying to get in there. They're looking for a couple targets here. Merle coming in. Doomfist coming out as well. Getting the Zarya. There's the Reaper ult. Causing some trouble for them, but it's going to be blocked and not able to put to its full use. There's the Shadow, though. That could be what they're looking for. Doomfist once again bipping him back, causing some trouble, but they got the Doomfist in and out of the way. Now the kill feed's starting to turn a little blue now. This could be just what they need, as they are now about to reach into overtime, still with 2 ticks here. Diva Bomb coming out. Reaper gonna evade it along with the shield helping them out. But again, I think in the end, spawn advantage is gonna be causing them some trouble, as only the Hammond remains. Gonna get booped back by this Winston. And there it is. Prometheus taking the first map. And there it is, that Reinhardt. No doubt doing a great job today. And here it is, that Shatter. Alrighty. Cards, of course, going the way of the victors here. Prometheus. But yeah, as far as takeaways from the first couple rounds, or from the first round, we saw both teams using goats. We saw an Orisa come out from the Bogarts on the defense there. It was curious, and it did work decently on the first point, but when it came to the second point, they started to fall apart a bit, and it was just rough. It became a stalling match, able to get them down to 4 minutes, coming into the second map there, or the second round, sorry. Goats being used once again on the attack by the Bogarts, able to get them decently far, but in the end, it was Prometheus, Team Prometheus, swapping onto that dive, just overall disrupting the Bogarts, and I feel like they almost didn't know what to do. So yeah, good on Prometheus, but we're going to be rolling up into the second map here, which I believe is, it'll come to me in a second, Nepal, that's what it is. Changing it up a bit, going to King of the Hill now. And I'll just check if we need any swaps, or otherwise, let's see if both the captains are ready. So, Nepal. One of my personal favorites. Very fun map, I gotta say. Just because when you get on Nepal, I believe it's called Shrine. Oh, Lucio game is just so much fun. There's a lot of tight corners you could take advantage too. So I'd imagine we're gonna see similar comps though, along with goats once more. But I don't know. It's hard to say, because we haven't really seen too many DPS come out, especially from the Bogarts. Well, now that I come to think about it, they did pull out that Reaper, which Reaper, I believe, was a good choice, but in the end wasn't enough to really turn the tides. So I almost want to see a Pharah come out, to be honest, because Pharah, no doubt, very powerful against goats, and even decent against dive as well. So let's see if either one of them want to run it. Paul very open. So yeah, still waiting on just the readies. Let's see. So I will say this, of course, is going to be a part of the OXC. I hope, anyways, coming in last minute. But yeah, I will say there's a lot of OXC matches today. I believe this is the only one going on at the moment, but we got like 5 or 6 more going on tonight, especially one at around 8. I'll be casting that one as well. But yeah, a lot of good matchups tonight. See if I could just pull up any of them. Yeah, we got that one coming up at 2:30. That'll be a good one. Probably swap onto that one. Actually, doesn't have a caster, so hopefully we could get somebody on that. But you know what? I will say, as we're still waiting for this, I might as well tell anybody who's watching that the OXC is doing something kind of special. They're doing some work right now. To those that don't know, we recently added a Destiny channel, which is real good for those people that like this community, because it is a great community. But sometimes, Overwatch can get a little bland, so swap on over to Destiny, group up with some guys, do some raids. I don't actually play it myself, so I don't really know, but there's a lot of people hyped for it. Instantly got so many members, so feel free to check that out, and keep a lookout, as well as there will be other games coming soon. So that will be fun. Alrighty, I guess we're still waiting on one of the teams here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bogarts are sitting and talking to each other right now and being like, you know what, guys, that their dive was good. We got to figure out something to stop them in their tracks, turn this match around, and crush them. Because I feel like Nepal is definitely gonna it can definitely be a good chance for them to do so, because it changes it up from the 2CP, both teams equal sides going at it head to head. What's the plan here, though? These guys are taking their time. We could get this going once more, because I want to see this. I want to see the action, because these guys, both teams, very powerful teams. We're still waiting on these readies. I want to make sure we could get this. I want to make sure we could get the readies from both teams, because you don't want any unsuspected, just like randomly playing. But we gotta start this soon. Don't want to be waiting too long. Let's see, maybe I'm missing something. But yeah, a lot of stuff going down in the OXC. Got a lot of games tonight. And even if you missed some of the games, there was a good match yesterday. I wish I could remember it, but there's just all throughout this week we've had a lot of good casters and a lot of good matches. A lot of close ones too. Oh, is that it? Is that what we're looking for to get this going once more? Alrighty, yes we do. We have the readies. Now we could jump right back in onto them, Paul, this time. Let's get this. If I could find the start button. And here we go. So anybody just joining in, a recap of last match on Volskaya. Prometheus taking the W there. Dive coming out on top for them. and going into Nepal here. So a little bit of a change of scenery. Hopefully we could see Bogarts change some stuff up, and you know what? I think in the intermission they heard me because they're pulling out that Pharah. Frosty going on Pharah there. I like to see that. Heisel on that Zarya, Clucky back on that Ryan. My first, we saw Sombra in the past, and I'm loving to see it right back as he really is a good Sombra player. Alrighty, and then we got Essence on the Moira, and I'm not going to go with Lucio. Definitely good for this one, able to get those boops off. Alright, as far as the Prometheus team goes here in red now. Louis on that Orisa, Pudu on that McCree, Guri on that Doomfist. Back on the Doomfist, I will say, he was crushing it last round. Alrighty, then we got, I forgot the name, Credit Cult, that's what it was, on that Diva. Thanatos on that Lucio, and Baby Jers on the Ana. Oh, interesting enough, we're seeing a little bit of a swap up here. The Bogarts are going with triple tank now, with Frosty on that Winston, deciding not to go with the Pharah. Interesting. Even more swap ups. Man, these guys just changing stuff up here with Clicky going on that Roadhog now. Frosty on that Orisa. Alrighty, so these guys wasting no time at all, getting prepared, going directly on the points here. Hey, you know what? Oh, hold on. Back in yet? There we go. Something that doesn't happen too often. My controller died. Alrighty, but yeah, as we're looking at this fight here, decently even, I'd say so far. Picks going back and forth, but no doubt, I feel like the advantage is going in the way of red Prometheus now. Lucio still on the point along with Diva and Sombra, causing some trouble still. They really don't have the damage to win this fight, as Hog and Doomfist are pushing into them as far as they can now. Doomfist actually going down, a beautiful pull by that Orisa there. Alrighty, so these guys making sure that they're grouped up again. Now they do have a pick on these guys, so they could push in as soon as they're grouped up, taking advantage of the lacking of players there. They're still waiting just a little bit, making sure that they are ready, maybe waiting for their team to get in position again. And, oh, but there it is, the Orisa goes down. That'll be a huge pick for them, as that will be rough without that main shield coming back in. Myfors going down as well as McCree doing some good work here. Orisa trying to get the pull there, not able to finish it really. Hog using his ult, forcing them back, putting some good pressure onto them. And these guys are looking strong, especially having 5 ults now. But no doubt, the Bogarts still having a lot of percentage themselves, so should expecting something big to soon happen. And yeah, now we're inching into the 50 percentile. These guys on the sideline here, preparing once again, trying to disrupt them, trying to change the scenery just a tad. Hog using his ult, forcing that Orisa back. Able to pull off the Hog as well, but there it is, the High Noon getting that Lucio. That will be rough for them as they're lacking a little bit on the heels. Diva Bomb's coming out, looking for a couple targets. Not able to find any Doomfist ult coming out. Looking for the Moira, just barely able to get out of the way. There's Supercharger coming out, looking to give that a little bit of a to get these guys in and out of the way, and there's a beautiful boop. And Prometheus winning the fight once again. Man, these guys are looking strong. The Bogarts, they got to change something up. They got to do something because, like last round, they're not in a good way. Alrighty, but they do have that Sombra ult. So EMP, no doubt, very powerful, especially when used right. Expecting that to come out very soon. Sombra is no doubt trying to find her way into a good position there, but there's that Moira ult coming in. Diva on the sidelines here, trying to poke and powder them. Here comes the EMP. There it is, putting so much pressure on these, disrupting them so much. But Lucio ult coming in clutch, keeping his team alive. Does get sacrificed for that. Now down 2. They're in a difficult situation, but McCree coming in along with Doomfist, getting a couple picks there. But it's not going to be enough. Him trying to use his ult does get blocked by that Diva. Now Bogarts looking good, taking that point. But the Prometheus did get to 99%, so all they got to do is win one more team fight. That'll close this round. Alrighty, these guys are grouping up once again, hanging out near the bridge. Doomfist going after the Sombra. Interesting battle there. Gonna teleport away, so you can't risk that pick, but right into McCree there. Able to get the pick here. Oh, there it is. That'll be good on him, but a hook does come out on Plucky with Hog using his ult, forcing him back once again. Diva having some trouble. doing some work here. Diva Bomb coming out, looking for a couple targets, able to find that Lucio. So that'll be good. Able to get one of the supports in and out of the way, but now with Hog, Ana, and Orisa still on the point, able to have so much sustain and meat on them. Getting hacked in the back, though. Sarma causing them some trouble, as Orisa is the only one on point, as everyone is fighting more so off point. And I do like the Hammond pick coming in as well. Able to get some good disruption again. Alrighty, Myfris does go down, but they still do have the points, so they are looking good. Lucio causing some trouble, trying to stall, but look at these guys. They're flying up in the air, basically. McCree getting in the back line. Does have his ult. We did get a peek that a little bit there, so the Bogarts know to plan for that. Alrighty, but these guys are looking good now, going into the 80 percentile now. Turning the match around. Having the Sombra ult on standby. A couple ults coming in as well, compared to the High Noon and Supercharger coming in from Prometheus. So ults in their favor. Let's see how they can outposition each other and outplay each other coming up in this fight now. Lucky does go down, so already down a person that can be rough. There is the Supercharger coming out, and EMP coming out, disrupting these guys. They're in a bad way now because it is an overtime. Both teams with 99 percentile, but the Bogarts are taking charge now. Oh, kill feed now turning red, especially with this Hog absolutely popping off here. Does get hacked, but it's not going to be enough. Now in overtime on the Prometheus team side, it's only Hammond and Sombra now only to try to stall this out, waiting for the team to get back in. Lucio all coming in, of course, for that sustain. Now in overtime, and there it is. Wow, that was a roller coaster of emotions. Man, I am almost speechless to that. That was back and forth. A beautiful comeback, but shut down in the end. Wow. Alrighty, but looking at this next map here, a little bit of a different scenery, as less tight corners, more open space. Oh, but we're seeing Thanatos go onto this Bastion. Bastion I've seen very powerful, and I think in the past, that's right, it was a cast I did last night. One of the teams picked Bastion on this exact map, and just that was what caused them to win. Alrighty, so let's see if that could happen here now. But I do like the fact that Frosty going onto this Pharah. Oh, Thanatos actually swapping off of Bastion. So now this dive-like comp coming in from Prometheus is might have a little trouble with this Pharah. As you no doubt she's gonna be flying high in the skies here, putting on some pressure immediately onto these guys as Ryan pokes and prods at him. Zenyatta in a difficult way, about to get picked, and there it is. That's the pick that they're looking for. That's very well changed the tides, but Clucky going down as well, and there goes that one. There goes man, I just completely lost my train of thought, but yeah, I really thought at first getting that Zenyatta pick, but they turned in around. Prometheus did, able to bring the fight right back. Alrighty, now Clucky swapping onto the Winston. I'm curious at this point, you know, because we're seeing that Winston, but that's definitely not a dive-like comp. Coming in with a Zarya, interesting combo. Alrighty, so we're seeing the Doomfist come out as well with Frosty there. Winston just getting out of the way, and Pumno goes down once more, and I think that'll do it for them. They're gonna have to retreat because without that main heals, yep, there it is. They're gonna be in a difficult way. Once again, they are gonna have to back up. This Doomfist putting in so much work right now. This man is unstoppable. Winston once again hyping out because he knows he's looking good right now. His team up a good amount, but we're seeing the Bogarts now going in and out in the upper left here, trying to get a different angle, using that Murder, make sure they have the sustain, that they are able to push in now. Winston in a difficult way, getting taken down by the Doomfist once again. Brigida trying to come in, able to get a good pick. Myfris coming in on that Reaper. I like that pick. That'll be good for them, because that's really what the damage that I feel like they were needing and lacking. Oh, but it might not be enough, because that well-timed Zenyatta ult able to keep their team alive, able to put too much pressure on for that Reaper. Them having to back up once again. Wow, they're in some trouble now, because now it's just about to hit that 90 percentile. They have one last push to try to win this and try to stay in tonight's match, or today's match. This Winston uses ult, keeping them back, keeping them from grouping up, keeping them from even, you know, having a chance. But this Winston, the opposing Winston, able to get in there, stall a little bit. Lucio ult coming in. Myfris in a difficult situation as he is almost alone, but we're just being able to save him there. And this fight is going underway, but Prometheus is just doing so much work on this dive now. There's only just a few remain just to stall it. Even though I'm trying to come out, trying to do something, but it's not going to be enough. And there it is. Prometheus taking the second map. Yeah, once they pulled out dive and that Doomfist, they're doing some work. As you're seeing here, Doomfist getting play of the game. Let's see this. A little bit invisible, but yeah, good meteor strike, no doubt. Alrighty, so at this point, Prometheus did win, but it's not over yet, as we do it by actual map points. So, you know, the Bogarts still can come home with something. At least one map win can help them in the long run, but they got to do something about this dive comp. This is just Doomfist in the Winston. It's just, they're popping off. Alrighty. Let's see here. Alrighty, so going into this third final map, gonna be on Rialto. A nice change of scenery. Alright, so we're going to look for the swap outs here and the readies from the captains once again. Going to get... I thought that was Scotty at first, but it looks like it's just Scrotty. Man, my tongue does not like that word. But yeah, interesting enough, Guri is going to be swapping out here. His godly Doomfist is going to be put on the bench for this round. Alrighty, so hopefully that could be the ticket. Hopefully Bogarts can take that advantage and roll with it, and hopefully at least leave with a W here. But Rialto. So now that we've changed a bit of scenery, going onto a payload map now, I'm curious of how the comps are going to change. We've seen a lot of goats coming in from the Bogarts. Second round there, swapping into more of a traditional 2-2-2 comp. But I don't know. It's hard to say. Especially with that swapping out Guri. Because that makes me think, well, if they don't have the Doomfist, then is Chin coming in to fill that role? Or are they planning on running a little something different? Yeah, we're just going to get the final readies from these guys and get this match underway. Alrighty, and there it is. Both teams ready. Let's get it. The final match of this game. Rialto. Yeah, I mean, normally at this point, I'd be trying to predict what these guys are going to be trying to run here, but I don't know. I really can't say much to this. But Rialto, look at this map. Absolutely beautiful, and I love the soundtrack. You know, it's because there's not really any map like it. Especially with the whole water and bridge mechanics and a lot of tight corners. So looking at these guys as they're swapping into what appears what they're going to be wanting to run. The Bogarts now in red here on the attack. Myfris on that Sombra. I like that. We saw the Sombra for a little bit The Doomfist was causing him trouble, so hopefully he could really shine, as I've seen him do in the past. Clucky now swapping off that tank, going onto the support there. Heisel back on that Diva. Frosty on the Winston now. Pumna on that Brigida. Essence on that Tracer. But as we're seeing from the defensive here, we're seeing Luli back on that Ryan. Pudu on the Diva there. Chin coming in and going on that Zarya. And then we got Non-Critic Colt. I don't know why I have trouble with his name, but yeah, he's going to be coming in on that Honk Thanatos, back on that Lucio and Baby Jers, sticking with that Moira tonight. Alrighty, so yeah, once again, I will say Prometheus now up to coming in with the final match. Hopefully we can see a little bit of change from the Bogarts, as they are going for at least a map win tonight on Rialto. Changing the scenery, going with a payload map. And I like what they're running now, because they got that Stormer and they got the 3 dive tanks. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to work out. But these guys are on the sidelines ready for them. Wow, these guys were... what an interesting strategy, preparing them on the side and just completely bum rushing them. And it completely worked out, getting 4 of them, forcing them back into their spawn. Wow, that was just aggressive. Righty, so holding on the sidelines, making it, forcing a little bit of a tight corners, but they have the comp to do so as they do the quad tank. So, Reiner in a little difficult situation, able to get that Lucio. I don't know what to say at this point. Look at these guys. They're just forcing their way directly on top of them. They're responding. The Bogarts are trying to push them back, but he has Shatter already, shattering them down, forcing them back into spawn again with that Moira ult, causing some trouble. I'm speechless. Alrighty, so the defense the offense here, the Bogarts, this entire time they've been preparing their ults, as the defense here has been using them as much as they can. Really hold these guys into spawn. Zarya now having her grab, expecting that to see in just a second. There it is, but a hack coming out, having a little bit of trouble, but they were able to get that grab off, so it'll be just enough to do a lot of good damage. And there's the shatter coming in from the defense. Plucky able to get them all on the ground, force them back, cause them to struggle just a little bit, as they did lose their Oinker. And there's Zarya now finally taking the advantage, finally getting put up with putting Baby in the corner, saying, you know what, we won't get stuck here. We want a good fight, and that's what they're doing. Finally putting a little bit of aggression on their Tracer, flanking around. I like this too. Going for the Diva, trying to get a little bit of an ult charge. Tracer, it's going to be a little hard for her. I mean, she's going to have her ult a lot because they have a bunch of tanks, but I will say it's got to be a little rough because it's hard to find these targets because they're all very mobile and having a lot of health. But there's that Diva Bomb is coming in, looking for a couple targets. Tele was, I believe, was just used to get that mech back. Now a couple more ults coming in from the Hog on the defense there, forcing the attacking back once again. And have not seen quad tank in a while, and we saw it so aggressive. Thanatos going down now lacking some heals with the squad tank now. I believe they're going to be having some trouble, but that shatter coming out, was that from behind? Able to get that Brigida there, hack coming out along with a Diva Bomb, able to get that the Rhine there, but picks are going back and forth right now. I'd say the advantage has to be going underway with the attacking side, as they are starting to, as only 3 remain, and all a little bit of a squishy ones as Tracer and Diva try to clean them up under 60 seconds. Reinhardt coming back in, able to clean up these last few attackers now. Steve is still not able to find her mech just yet. Lucio causing troubles, and there will be a rough stagger for them. Oh man, Bogarts. I don't know what to say now, because they're under 30 seconds. They got to do something. They're able to get that Lucio once again, but he's so speedy. He's going to come back in the fight. If they don't push now, that'll be a wasted pick. And there it is, grab coming out along with a shatter, stopping their attack right in before it's able to do some real work. Able to get Baby Tears now with no healing. This quad tank strategy is going to have to back up. Lucio able to come in just in time, but the hack is going to be too rough for that Ryan, getting him down. Now just about going into overtime. Bogarts finally finding the picks that they need. But there it is, Diva Bomb coming out. That might just be rough for them. Hacking the Diva. Good stagger. That was well played. Good on you, Myfors. And finally, they're going to be able to get this tick after some struggles there. And now Prometheus. Prometheus. Now they're swapping back onto that dive. Getting rid of that quad tank. Actually, is it dive? They have a hog. What is their plan now? They have a hog solo healing Lucio with a Pharah. Interesting. Alrighty, so Sarba now getting in right behind him, probably looking for an EMP possibility. Gonna get this Pharah though, as she does not have the heals of a Mercy, but Lucio just in time, able to get her fine, and Sarba getting out of the fight as just what they need to do. And Bogarts, plenty of room to really just keep on going now, as the Prometheus is going to be holding up top, waiting for them to go around the corner here. Winston actually in the backline, going to be in a tough situation as Diva and Brigida able to finish them off. Tracer swap, putting some pressure on this Ryan. He's in a difficult situation as Tracer is about to ult, but Brigida coming in to save the day. A Diva Bomb coming out here, not able to find any targets. A Pulse Bomb coming in as well. Now Frosty and Cluckley down. They're going to have to retreat again. There it is, the pharmacy doing some work. Actually, Thanos doing some work here, getting a couple picks onto those flankers there. But this Mercy pick here, this Mercy is really what turned the fight there, because no doubt they were going to be in a rough situation, Prometheus, because they were solo healing Lucio and had the hog along with the Pharah, but they were hold through just enough for that swap to come out and really help these guys to keep on holding the point. Now under 60 seconds once again, Shatter coming out, but where's his team? They're not really falling through. Now they are. They're coming through, able to get that Thanatos. That'll be a good pick on them, especially with Mercy not having that you know, the resurrect. But we're seeing a Nano come out as well, along with the barrage. Diva able to eat most of it, not before Anna goes down. Picks now going back and forth. I think now with Essence getting that beautiful Pulse Bomb, they're finally going to be able to get back onto this payload and push it once again. Only Pharmacy to remain for this stall. Thanatos going it down once more. This Reinhardt put some good pressure on him. And just about getting into overtime again. Oh, Winston coming in to prevent them from getting the point there. They're coming in. They're trying to stall. They want to keep this going. They want to try to halt them, but I don't think it's going to be enough as their entire team is here now. But Prometheus only having 4, and there it is. Able to get that second point finally. Now with a little bit of extra time, these guys are pushing up as much as they can. I love to see that, making plenty of room. Now Pharah only remaining. That'll be a good stagger on them. Hopefully they could keep that room and keep them going, because they are looking good now with a minute just to get this payload to the last couple ways. Alrighty, but as far as ults go, we're seeing the Shatter coming. We're seeing the Shatter on standby along with the Devault, so I would expect those to be combined. Shatter actually getting blocked here. Good block on him. Coming in to charge here, put some pressure in once again. Diva Bomb most likely going to be used here soon. And there it is with the Brigida and Mercy down. Plenty of opportunities. Only now 2 remain to stall, but with that spawn advantage, hopefully they could get back in. Just prevent them from getting this third and final point as Brigida alone is coming out. With Mercy just a little bit, but now 30 seconds. Tracer actually coming in for the stall, but it might not be enough, especially with this Rhine coming in on that Shatter, or with that Nano, and now with the EMP coming out. There it is. They actually stepped off the point, giving Bogarts the final objective there. Alrighty, so now we got a match, folks. Bogarts able to get the point to the end with 21 seconds remaining. I'm very curious to see how Prometheus is going to respond to this. We saw a good amount of changes, but overall, I don't know. Because Prometheus, you know, in the beginning they had that quad take, then they swapped to the dive, and then they swapped to finally with the, I believe it was Ryan and Zarya trying to finish up the match. Alrighty, and I like what I'm seeing from the defense now. The Bogarts going in with what they used on Numbani, coming in with that Orisa Goats comp. I love it. I love this comp. I love seeing this because it's something I haven't really seen before, and it works. And I do like the fact that Baby Drew is now swapping off of the support, as he's mainly been doing tonight, or today. I'm so used to casting in the night. But yeah, Baby Drew's on that Pharah. I believe he was on that earlier as well. So yeah, I feel like that is a very powerful pick, and especially going against this GOATS comp, it can be rough. But they do have the Ana, D.Va, and maybe even Orisa if she could gets her shots on. If they could all combine well, they could eliminate that Pharah with ease. Alrighty, but this 2-2-2 comp coming in from the attacking side now. Man, these guys are changing a lot, and I like it because you could tell that they're always ready to analyze what these other guys are doing and then prepare for it. Alrighty. The defense actually a little spread out. I'm curious with that. Well, then again, the characters do have a lot of mobility, so they can be as mobile as they want. Now the offense putting on some pressure here. Trying to force them back. Ryan getting anti. Going to be in a little difficult situation. Going to have to hold up that shield there. Oh, getting a nice pick onto that, or that Zarya. That'll be good on them. Now they found what they need to start playing a little bit more aggressive. Able to take that point back and play corner now. Forcing the Reinhardt actually into a corner. Reinhardt having to charge just to get his way out, but is not able to. D.Va getting that pick there and forcing them back once again. This Pharah trying to do some work, but it's not really enough to turn these fights around just yet. Actually able to get a great pick onto Myfris. That'll be a good stagger for them. If they could take advantage of the, spawn advantage and group up, they could push immediately, because that Hog, no doubt, is causing some trouble. That's what they do. That's what you see. They're backing up. They're making sure that they have all the players that they need. Pharmacy, no doubt, taking advantage of it once again. Just overall, the pressure is great from these guys. Now both teams having all their players ready to brawl right now. Pharmacy getting in the back here, actually. Hooked by the Roadhog just before the Shatter. Wow, I don't even know what to say on that, but the Shatter came in and was exactly what they needed to turn this fight and take the advantage once again. If I can get back already. Yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful hook. Able to get the barrage out before it did any real big damage, but that Shatter was just too much for him. This guy's pushing up once again, trying to make as much room as possible. Alrighty, a lot of ults coming out soon because we're seeing the Grav come in now. That will be huge, and a couple other support ults from Prometheus. But they do have that D.Va bomb and the Hog ult, so expecting to see that very soon. Ryan in a difficult situation, and there's that D.Va ult coming in, looking for a couple targets, not able to find any, but just enough to distract him and get a couple picks himself. Both Lucy ults coming in. A lot of health on the field, but the pressure coming in from this Nano Ryan is going to force them back and do so much damage. Able to take the payload back once again. And it's just enough we're seeing Poodoo. Sorry, that's a great name. But Poodoo swapping onto the Genji now. I like that pick. I do. It's like it could be very well combined with the the Zarya that has her ult now, but of course Genji doesn't have his ult just yet. So I imagine he'll probably combine that with the Pharah. Yeah, these guys now poking and prodding at each other once again. There's the Shatter, the troublesome Shatter. This Louis right now cannot miss with these. Able to get the Reinhardt in and out of the fight there. Grav coming out as well, forcing these guys in a difficult situation. Going to be forced back again. Now with 3 of them down. Plenty of room for these guys to push once more. Already Baby Dre's doing some work on the Pharah as well. Able to get that Nana. That'll be a rough stagger for them. But they do have a lot of ults, especially with Puma using his. Tracer actually getting got there. That'll be a rough pick. Another Nano Ryan coming in to smack around the opposing Ryan once again. This guy is so powerful on this Ryan, especially when he's nanoed. Able to turn the fight around. The Hog coming out with his ult as well for a couple targets, as only Genji and Pharah now remain for the attacking side alive. Actually, Mercy as well. Look at this Mercy. Trying to get the payload, sneaking it out from under them, but they were on it, and that will be another rough stagger. Alrighty, and Not a lot of ults on this field. We do see that Genji Blade right now. Maybe even a Rhine Shatter coming up soon as well. But this Diva Bomb, a well-placed Diva Bomb, can be disastrous. Wouldn't be surprised if that Diva there aims directly for that troublesome pharmacy. Not a lot of protection in the skies. But there it is, the Shatter coming out. But Thanatos is the one that'll be taken down here. That'll be rough for them. Zenyatta going down, and there's the Genji Blade coming out. Looking for a couple targets there. Able to find a few on the Ana and that Brigida. So good targets, but the question is, will it be enough at this point? As on the ground here and on the point, the picks are still coming out. And there it is, Barrage coming out, but it's not going to be enough, especially with that Diva Bomb forcing the Genji back, unable to really help there. But they were able to get that Diva, so that was a good pick. But with the speed of a Diva, no doubt going to be able to get back in time. And now the only ult on the field is Zenyatta's. Man, what a game so far. Like, seriously, a lot of back and forth stuff. A lot of just insanity with these fights. Farrell once again putting some pressure on these guys. As she totally can, as there's not a lot of pressure for her. All getting in a tough situation. Gonna have to heal. Gonna have to go back to his team. Reinhardt putting some pressure. Now bipping them as best as he can. Zenyatta ult coming in now. All trying to go for that Pharaoh, but he's discorded, so he's gonna get a little low here. A lot more ults coming in from the Ana. Able to go onto another target there, but we're missing the grab that we're seeing here. But there it is. Thanatos goes down again, so without that healer, they're going to be a rough situation. Barrage coming out, getting a couple there, but again, the picks are continuously going back and forth. Louis coming in with that Shatter, and a Genji Blade now going to be, I think, what they need to finish up this fight, as only 2 remain on the defense to stall now. But it's the Hog and the Tracer. So now only the Reinhardt remaining. This Hog staying alive. And it's going to be taking that fight again. Now with 15 seconds, Prometheus might just have only 1 push. Alrighty, and they don't have very many ults either to try to win this push. Compared to, you know, the Shatter that'll be coming in from Clucky. Expecting to see that here soon. And there it is. There's that Shatter, able to get the Mercy, the best target to get, because she's going to have her ults here soon and will be denied. Now Pharmacy down. Prometheus, or the Bogarts, looking good. Finally, looks like as we are in overtime, Winston trying to stall, but it's not going to be enough. And there it is. The Bogarts taking the final match of this, what's the word I'm looking for? This matchup. Oh, but Poodoo getting that play of the game. Yeah, and the Genji just Dragon Blade so powerful. At this point, you're seeing him even with his even with Thanatos down and going straight for that Brigida and the Ana there. Alrighty though, great match all around, no doubt at all. Baby Jers. Yeah, that Pharah was powerful. Just wasn't enough to get the 3-0 on him. Alrighty, so that will be it. Prometheus versus the Bogarts. So just a little bit of a summary of what happened. All throughout the 3 matches, Prometheus taking the first match because in the beginning it was goats v goats, but then they realized, you know what, dive is super powerful, so we're going to use it. We're going to take that advantage there. Guri on the Doomfist definitely did some work, and I think second round, again, Prometheus using dive once more. Just overall confusing the Bogarts, trying to figure out what they could possibly do to go against it. But then they swapped out their Doomfist player. I believe his name was Guri. So once they did that, that was the change-up. That was the difference that the Bogarts were looking for. Finally able to settle in on the comps that they wanted. Able to pull out the Rhine in the end. Yeah, it just gave him the win in all. So, I mean, there's not many really takeaways. I mean, maybe Bogarts plan for dive, but I mean, again, both of these teams played extremely well, and overall a great match to see. But alrighty, I think that'll pretty much conclude it as far as talking about the match. I gotta say, if I had to pick though an MVP of the entire of what's going on here, that's a real hard choice. But I think in the end, I'm gonna have to go with Guri because his Doomfist was just so powerful in the end, just able to put so much pressure and so much disruption onto the Bogarts. Um, so yeah, um, what am I looking for? That's right. There are going to be a couple more games. Actually, a lot of more games tonight. Not a lot of casters, sadly, so hopefully we can get some of those. But I will say, if you're looking for me, I will be casting another match here at 8:30, Phantom Thieves versus Munchies in the contender tier, so look out for that. Otherwise, I think that'll pretty much conclude it. I've been your host, Sarge VKL, a part of the OXC Week 5 Champions tier, Prometheus versus Bogarts. Great match all around. Hopefully we get to see these guys again, but otherwise, like I said, I've been Sarge VKL, and I'll see you guys next time.